The way, how's the sound quality?
It's good.
Hello, everyone.
What's going on, Leo? We're live now. Carlos and I are not in person today, but we're still streaming together. Um, and I'm sure Carlos is a familiar face to you because he's been on some of my live streams. Or actually, we've done 2 or 3 in-person live streams, and then he's been on a lot of the Sunday live streams and a couple of standalone live streams on like this one. But yeah, welcome everyone. And we'll wait for notifications to go out because I know YouTube's really good at that sarcasm.
I
how
just got my
how are you today,
notification
Carlos?
right now. Yeah,
Okay, cool. How
I'm
are you?
doing well. As you can see, we're both in cosplay. We're both in costumes.
Oh yeah,
So obviously, judging from the cap, I'm Bulma from Capsule Corp from Dragon Ball, and John is obviously SpongeBob. Either
yep.
that or Squidward. I don't know which one. But we're both, in our Halloween costumes. I think that if we got into a competition, like in a real Halloween costume competition, we'd win first place, both of us at the same time.
I
So
would hope
that's just
so.
the way it works.
What is that called? Co-winners?
Co-winners, yeah, what we'd call that. Yep.
Yeah. That reminds me when Kobe and Shaq won the MVP. I forgot what year it was, but they won the MVP for All Star or the All Star game. So they were co MVPs.
Those were the days, huh?
Yeah. I don't really. I mean, I still watch basketball, but I don't know. For me, I prefer someone like Shaq or some big dude trying to dunk it on like 3 people rather than watching Steph Curry shoot threes.
Hmm.
I guess they both have their pros and cons.
I did get to see Kobe Bryant in person one time.
Oh wow, like at
There
a
was
game or
there was some sort of championship parade, and he was holding the trophy, like some sort of
you
parade.
just walked into the championship parade.
Well, my brother was really into it.
Yeah,
Was it my brother or my friend, Jose? I think yeah, I think it was Jose perhaps. We drove to downtown LA by the Staples Center. Like, it
right.
was
On
crowded.
Figueroa.
Yeah, we had to make our way through the crowd because there were so many people in the streets, and
Yeah,
then you saw, like, a procession, and, like, there was this big sort of, like, truck or something or some sort of vehicle, and on top
it's
of
a
it was Kobe
bus.
Bryant holding the
Do you,
trophy, like, just, cheering people on.
do you remember what year this was? Or
It
like
it
was it
had
like near 2008 or was it near 2000s?
Yeah, yeah, it must have been around that time, I think. It wasn't really too it wasn't a recent thing, I could tell you that. It was quite a while back ago.
Yeah, because
Mukbang
Kobe.
time.
Go ahead.
Mukbang time.
No, I'm just eating a dark chocolate bar with almonds.
Oh, gotcha.
I eat one of these once a day now. Because it kills my craving, my sweet tooth craving.
Mhm.
And then also, it's dark chocolate and almond, which are both healthy for you, and they have health benefits. So instead of eating like a junk like a milk chocolate bar, I eat one of these now. So
Well, I heard that
it's go ahead.
I heard that, like, as long as it's low sugar, it's fine, right?
Yeah, dark chocolate doesn't have as much sugar as milk chocolate because it's tart. So so let me see. This whole thing's 200 calories, so it's not too bad. But yeah, Brandon House, what's going on, Brandon? Brandon's been begging for a daytime live stream for a while now, so we're giving him one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a chill live stream. We're just hanging out and talking. No agenda like the stream I did with Sergio yesterday. That was focused on Prop 22, but just the hangout stream.
Right, this is like freestyle rapping, except
Pretty
podcast
much,
style.
yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Trying to find the sugars on this thing. Total sugars 18 grams. So yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, 200 calories for this whole bar. I wonder if has any protein. Probably not. 3 grams. That's not bad. More than I thought.
Yeah, I developed a taste for chocolate myself as well,
Yeah, chocolate's good.
For reals, yeah. Antioxidants and all
This is
that
what the
stuff.
bar looks like from the front.
Oh,
This looks
gotcha.
like from the side.
Oh, right, right.
And
Yeah,
from the back, so you can see all those almonds.
looks crunchy.
Yeah, it is very crunchy.
Nice, nice.
I wouldn't be able to eat this when I was wearing braces
Oh,
because
yeah,
the
yeah,
wire.
right.
Like if you bit on something too crunchy, you always risk breaking it.
The fact is, I probably needed braces growing up, but I
Hmm.
never got to have them. So my teeth are probably not too normal. They look normal, but I probably did need braces, but now I think as an adult, I probably should not even try. It's like, forget it, my teeth are inside my mouth, so who cares?
Dude, if I can wear braces, anyone could wear them. Cause like I almost not qualified for braces. That's how bad my teeth were.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like I'll show you one of my videos right now. One of my older videos when I was in college, what my teeth looked like.
Did you order that on
No,
DoorDash?
I didn't, Brandon. I actually do have food at home. Unlike some people that have nothing in the fridge or everything on DoorDash and don't tip.
Right.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you one thing: you are not
mhm.
gonna find be able. You're not gonna be able to find this on DoorDash or anywhere.
Mountain Dew
Baja
something.
Blast, Baja Blast,
Well, I have this, whatever this is, I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Lacroix. It's French.
LaCroix,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
LaCroix
French.
black raspberry flavor. Um, it says here innocent exclamation mark
Mm.
because you know how it's basically just water with some sort of natural flavors. God knows what they put in it. But it's natural
It's a vague
flavors and
term.
water. I'm sorry?
It's a vague term.
Yeah, it's a really vague term, like natural. Anything could be considered natural if you really think
Exactly.
about it.
Yep.
But I don't know. I guess as long as it's it's whatever. So I think it tastes good. Carbonated water. That's for people like recovering from like soda addiction, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Brandon said instead of working the apps, work on stealing the Baja Blast recipe. I know I'd make more money on that for sure. I was at Taco Bell the other day, and they had like a new brisk, like brisk, the tea company. I think it's a Pepsi product. Um, but yeah, it's a like new brisk flavored, and I guess they're trying to go after like the Baja Blast model because
Hmm.
like the Baja Blast, they didn't know it was going to become popular. And Mountain Dew specifically made that flavor to go with Taco Bell food. All of a sudden, just exploded because people liked it so much. And so yeah, now they're trying that with other drinks too, but
Hmm.
not as successful. We got Marion in the house. What's up, Marion? Hey, John is Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Carlos isn't a Baja Blast boy just yet, but we're gonna turn him into one. That's for sure. Yeah, me and Nova have this addiction for Baja Blast, so that's why we call ourselves the Baja Blast boys. It's a
So
scary addiction.
where exactly is this Baja Blast? Like I keep hearing that word. I don't even know what that is. Like what is that?
Okay, so you know what Mountain Dew the soda?
Hmm.
They have a flavor called Baja Blast,
Oh, they
and only
do?
and only
Oh,
Taco Bell sells it.
oh, gotcha.
It's Taco Bell exclusive, and so
Oh,
sometimes they'll actually talk to the one of the workers at the online store that I bought it from. Might have been the manager, but they said that Mountain Dew only makes this flavor during the summer. It's a seasonal
oh,
product.
right.
Well, they make it like for other like everyone outside of Taco Bell, because
Gotcha.
Taco Bell has it year round. But honestly, it's fun because when I drink it out of the can, it tastes different than the one from Taco Bell because the one from Taco Bell, it's in the machine, it's watered down. There's
Right.
water in it, so
Yeah.
water's down. But this one, you actually get the tropical flavor and the lime flavor.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, it tastes different from the one Taco Bell. The one Taco Bell is more enjoyable because it's in a cup of ice, and you're eating salty and junk food with it. So it's a different taste for sure.
Gotcha. This whole time I thought it was some sort of restaurant. Like, how come I've never seen a Baja Blast anywhere? Like, where do they find these places? Anyway, I don't know.
Brian says, John, you got me watching videos of Jersey. Why is that? And what kind of shorts have you been watching? Like just them making sandwiches? It might have been on my live stream with Carlos about the Jersey Mike sandwiches. Oh, speaking of, I actually have a $10 like not a coupon but like credit to use at a Jersey Mike's because apparently I order from Uber Eats enough for
Mhm.
with sometimes I do like mukbangs or I used to order food on the Sunday night live streams. Yeah, apparently I've acquired enough points to get a free sub from Jersey Mike's, so I'll probably use that this weekend.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So what's new? What's new with you, Carlos? What kind of topics have you been exploring or thinking about?
Oh, yeah. Well, I do have your book open, and there's a few things from the
I
book
don't even know where my book is.
that I do want to quote. But before that, well, at work, we had a Halloween party,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was pretty fun. It was a blast, and I got to talk to my coworkers a little bit more. And one of my coworkers said, basically,
Now I'm
he
hungry.
got some sort of certificate that allows him to teach English around the world. And
Mhm.
even though basically I already have a degree in that, I'm thinking maybe I should get that certificate too because it's part of some sort of organization that
Mhm.
hooks you up with positions abroad.
Great.
The only challenge is, of course, like I don't have an American passport.
Mhm.
So I think other countries might say, wait a minute, no American passport. How do we know you even speak English? But I'll have
Uh-huh.
to figure out how to, go around that and see if I can do that. But it would take me about a month to get a month, and I'd probably have to quit a few jobs to make time to get that certificate specifically, and
Mhm.
then I'd probably be able to use that as a way to go abroad. So who knows if this is going to affect the time in which I leave the country, but I feel like maybe I should really look into getting that one certificate.
Would you be able to get a U.S. passport as a DACA recipient? And forgive my
That's
ignorance.
impossible. No, that's completely impossible. Only American citizens can have a US passport,
Okay,
and residents, I believe. That's it.
gotcha.
But, no, citizens, only citizens, that's it. I think that's a fact. But yeah, like there's programs in Japan, like for example, the JET program. Like one of the things that they require is practically a passport from an English speaking country before you
Mhm.
could participate in that to teach English. So
Right.
that's one of the hurdles. But like they say, when there's a will, there's a way, right? So
Right.
there's always a way around it. But I
Exactly.
do.
And there's got to be like some type of test you could take where you can prove you speak English,
Right. Um,
read
I
and
mean,
write.
yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
you
I
have,
do.
you have a master's degree for God's sakes, master's degree in English. If you didn't know how to speak English, then the chances of you are getting that are slim to none.
Gotcha. I mean, like, I could dish out all the certificates and degrees and experience and references that I want, but sometimes they look at that passport first, and I'll
Yeah.
just have to really, really explain it and see if they'll want me abroad. I think some countries, some companies abroad, they really value if you look European enough too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then they'll have more faith that your English skills are well enough to teach. Um, Maybe that's changing a little bit recently, I hope so, but
Mhm.
that's another hurdle that you might run into when you go to another country to teach English.
We got Rodney in the house. What's going on, Rodney?
Hello, Rodney.
Yeah. I hope you get it, and yeah, it might take some time, might change your plans, but I think it's worth it because if you have an American or U.S. passport, you can pretty much get to any country. That's what I've heard, at least. I don't know if it's true or not.
I think that's true. An American passport is very much golden, very golden.
Maybe unless you're trying to get into Russia. I don't know about that, but
Yeah, if you try to get into Russia, who knows? I think
yeah,
they'll let you in, but they'll have the KGB follow you around in case you're, up to something. Who knows? I don't know.
yeah,
I
exactly.
an old professor of mine, a music professor, said he went to, I guess, the Soviet Union or some sort of communist country back then during the Cold War. And he said,
Hmm.
like, whenever he went out to eat in a restaurant, like there'd always be somebody there pretending to read a newspaper and just staring at him, like in the background. And you
Right.
know why? Like they want to keep an eye on you.
Yeah,
But
they don't trust you.
yeah, and I've seen documentaries of Americans visiting North Korea, for example. My cousin himself actually went to North Korea, and but of course, if you go there, they're going to keep an eye on you, and they're going to limit where you go because according to them, they're going to assume that you're a spy. They're still going to welcome you and let you visit and give you tours, but they're going to assume that you're there to spy or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how like some of these other countries treat Americans. Like I think not to get too political, but I think that if you go to a country that's part of NATO, like
Hmm.
they're usually European countries,
Hmm.
they respect you. I mean, I don't know about the citizens, the locals might not respect you, but the government, they're not going to really give you a hard time. But if you go to a country where they're not on good terms with U.S., yeah, they're probably gonna follow you around and stuff. By the way, can you hear my neighbor's dog barking? He's going ape shit.
I could hear it just a little bit, but not enough for it
Faint.
to be annoying. Like, don't
Okay.
even worry about that.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to, see how loud it was coming out. Hey, we got Tony driven that in the house. Where's the coffee jingle? Number one, I don't drink coffee. Number two, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm drinking a Baja Blast actually. The as Tony calls it, the Baja Blast Boom Boys.
And I'm drinking La Croix, 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 Croix,
La Croix.
La Croix, Croix. Yeah,
LaCroix. By the way, we do know how to pronounce it. It's LaCroix.
La Croix.
Before some of you start talking to comments and stuff, it's LaCroix. God damn it!
Yeah,
A lot of you guys requested a daytime stream, so here we are.
yeah.
Francis, where's the Lakers shooters? Honestly, Matt, I have no clue. When they finish putting the roster together this summer, I'm like, yeah, it's not a winning team. So yeah, coffee. Oh, I got you. Yeah, you know what? I forgot about that segment.
Coffee in California.
Yeah, because you know
Next
how like
time,
we were
right?
doing the coffee in Colorado knockoff. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
do it next time. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Tony. I completely forgot about that. Maybe it's because if we were out and about, we would have done it. Because we're out. We wanted coffee after our. Actually, I lied. I do. Okay. I said I don't drink coffee. I rarely drink coffee. I only drink when I'm with Carlos or like if I'm McDonald's or something. I don't drink real coffee, so I don't consider that as drinking coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker.
that's probably a good thing. You don't need that to keep you going.
Yeah, I actually had a hard time giving up energy drinks because instead of coffee, I drink those. But there are some, the ones that aren't zero sugar, like they don't have the fake sugar, which are really bad for you. Um, they have a lot of sugar. They have like 40, 50. They have as much sugar as the sun, or sometimes even more. Especially the monsters with the green logo. Those have like 70 grams of sugar in one can.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, I'd stopped drinking it because they're really affecting me during the pandemic.
yeah,
They're making more because based on where we're in the world, like, oh, like don't talk to this person, stay away 6 feet, or don't go here. It's like, dude, like,
gotcha,
and
yeah.
you're consuming 200-300 calories of caffeine
Stimulant,
a day. Of
yeah.
caffeine, you're like, your mind is just going crazy. So I'm like,
Gonna
dude,
make
I
you
gotta stop
paranoid,
drinking
yeah.
this. What up, Nova? How's it going, sir? We got Nova in the house.
Hey, Nova.
Zevia, yeah. I don't know if you've seen these cards, but they actually sell them at Whole Foods. I don't know if they sell them somewhere else, but it's basically like Diet Coke, but like they use stevia instead of aspartame or sucralose.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So they're supposed to be like a healthier
I
diet
I like
soda.
root beers that are made out of that. I do.
They might have that because they have a pretty big lineup, like for their Dr Peppers called Dr Zevia. So they might have their own version. Let me check.
Yeah, in Target, they do sell, sodas made out of that too.
Oh, they have that brand. Okay, I've
Not
only
not
seen
the
them at Whole
brand,
Foods.
but they imitate those ingredients. Trader Joe's, maybe, their Sprouts. Sprouts has a lot of that.
Yeah, the Target does have Zevia, like the brand.
Yeah.
They do have root beer. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, yeah. I've also had kombucha root beer. It's really good. Oh my gosh.
I'm not a huge fan of root beer. It's an acquired taste for sure.
Oh, yeah. I guess I acquired it back when I was a kid, and my sister took me to, Chuck E. Cheese.
What up,
Yella,
Sean? How's
yella.
it going, man? Yella, yella. He spelled it wrong, but it's yella, yella. What's up, Sean? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Marriott says, "Here's the troublemaker, Nova. Tony, be careful, Nova. He's a bad. Nova's he's like a teddy bear. He's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. It's a natural sweetener. Yeah, exactly. It's not art like a stevia. It's not a yeah, it's not artificial. It's supposed to be natural. Like and like not like the LaCroix natural flavors. Like no, it's an actual. It's kind of like it's not. It's I would say it's probably like kind of like monk fruit. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It's an actual natural ingredient. So yeah, Marion says like Splendid too. Those two those natural. Yeah. Well, yeah, those Splendas. I believe it's artificial. But yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna. Those are fighting words, and he's doing this on purpose because I know he wouldn't pick Bob Lass over root beer over Bob Lass. Get the hell out of here.
Well, we were warned that Nova's a troublemaker, so
That is true. He's just trying to get his stripes in. Oh yeah, Carl. Did you want to talk? Did you want to talk about like we were talking about the other day about mental detox and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Um, well, I was thinking
here it
back
is.
in the 90s, I was fine without a smartphone, and even in my high school days, I didn't even own a phone. So,
Yeah,
I was thinking, like, what did I do back then to have fun? And I remembered, well, those moments of boredom, and I actually made a video about this recently, actually forced me to be kind of creative. And those moments of creativity are actually kind of fun, ironically. So we kind of need to be bored in order to be creative enough and productive in that sense. It's kind of
yeah,
magical. And
right,
but with a smartphone, we kind of avoid boredom by distracting ourselves all the time. So
right,
in other words, we kind of need to allow ourselves to feel the silence, to feel the boredom, and that in and of itself becomes fuel for something interesting and exciting, I think.
right. By the way, here's the Zevia root beer at Target, so you have no excuses now.
Ginger root beer. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Even outside that brand, they also have similar sodas that are supposed to be healthy, quote unquote.
Yeah. Yeah.
As for me, like I like those, but I'm trying to do the more carbonated flavored water, with
Me
natural
too.
flavors.
I can't do it.
Yeah, but natural meaning who knows what? Or tea,
Yeah,
right?
natural means God no. Exactly. Yeah,
I know.
tea. Let's see. Brandon says all this food talk. Just order something already. Probably
They're
not gonna
here
order
for the
anything today.
mukbang. They
Yeah,
they thought you were
exactly.
gonna do a mukbang.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't say surprise mukbang, so I didn't know. False advertisement. Have you ever had draft root beer? I haven't. Have you, Carlos?
Not sure, I don't think so. I think I might have to give it a try.
Ginger ale is good. I do like ginger ale. Draft root beer, then also the yeah. Now I'll put Bob Blast at the top. Yeah, I'm not a huge root beer person, but I'm gonna try it.
Well, I am a root beer person. If you go to
Beer,
Oregon,
not the root.
you'll find some good stuff out there.
Roddy just wants beer. He's like, hold the root.
Without the root.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey Jody, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, this is this is just a hangout with me, Carlos, and you guys. So we're just having a good time. So yeah, we're talking. Carlos was talking about things that we were doing as kids. What we weren't bored. We know when we didn't have smartphones. I used to play basketball all the time when I was a kid. I was really into sports. I might still do it here and there when I can, but yeah, I used to play basketball every day or every day that I could.
Yeah, yeah. Me too. I used to go to the park, ride my bike, and sometimes, shoot the ball too, just for fun. Mean, I wasn't too much of a basketball player, but I did like to play horse, that little mini basketball game where you try to spell
Hmm.
out a horse every time you score.
Oh yeah, you play horse, yeah.
Yeah, and me and my nieces and nephews, we'd play soccer, quote unquote soccer, like at the park. It was nice. I really liked it.
Hmm. Nova says I tried a Pepsi Nitro yesterday. I think you were like, I've tried it. It's okay. It's in that blue tall can, right? Like with like gold branding. But then I'm not a huge Pepsi person. When I do drink something, it's usually a Coke product. But yeah, the Bob Blast is the exception for the Pepsi products. Great. Marion's I almost called her green tea.
Green
Marion
tea's
says,
good.
"I green tea." Mary, yeah, exactly. I'm all about green tea. I stayed away from soda for 4 months now. Green tea actually helped me fight the darn flu last week. Yeah, I mean,
Congratulations.
exactly. And hopefully it wasn't the other thing. But yeah, green tea, just tea in general has so many benefits. So, but yeah, green tea has like a little bit of caffeine, but also has something called I think it's called L-theanine. Basically, relaxes your body and it has ECG. I mean, it has so many benefits. So yeah, exactly. Green tea is really good for you. If you had draft root beer, you'd have a different opinion. I mean, yeah, I want to try. I got to find a place that sells it. I guess I don't know, like a brewery or something. Green tea is great for a lot, even digestive. Yeah, it has a lot of benefits. And remember those finger skate? Oh my
Oh
god,
yeah.
yes. What were they
Yeah.
called? Like you put like both fingers in and like do tricks.
I forgot what they were called. They were all the
I know
rage in middle school.
they were. Yeah. Damn. I think like flipsters or let me look it up. Hold on. Now it's killing me. I gotta
This
look
is
up.
how it was when it came to toys like that. In elementary school, it was yo-yos. In middle school, it was those finger skateboards. In high school, I think that's when
There
phones
we go. Tech
barely
deck.
started. Yeah.
Tech deck.
Tech Deck.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what it's called. Yeah.
High school it was Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I remember.
Yep. Remember the
Yeah.
fidget spinners?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. Pickleball is America's fastest growing sport. I've been hearing about pickleball, but I have no idea how it's played. I've been hearing it on the radio, on
I,
ESPN radio.
I got a fidget cube right here. Like
Nice.
all sorts
I'm
of
the
stuff.
I need one of those because I'm the type of person that clicks the pen. So I need
Right.
one of those. Yeah, it has a lot of benefits. I used to collect the homies. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Brandon said I remember my school banned Pokemon cards. What the hell? Why? What kind of school do you go to?
They'll ban it, but the kids will still bring it. Who cares, you know?
Exactly. Try enforcing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember
remember those
Pokemon
Pokemon
cards
cards
too.
days.
Yeah.
I know the classic characters like obviously Pokemon, Charizard. Um, damn, the names are escaping me. What was the one with the water?
Squirtle,
Squirtle. Yeah, almost said squiggly. Squirtle. Yeah.
Jigglypuff,
Um, yeah, exactly. Damn, what else?
Charizard,
Yeah, I said. Yeah, I think I said Charizard.
Pikachu, Raichu, all this
Charizard was the
nonsense.
rare one. There's a Mewtwo, which was the super rare one.
Then the holographic cards and all
Yeah,
that
that's right.
nonsense.
Yeah, those were the
Weezer,
expensive
yeah,
ones, right? The holographic cards.
yeah,
Yeah,
Meowth. Those were rare. People would complain about pirated cards, and I used to think back then, like, who cares? You want to play the game, right? You want to like have the characters and just play the game. Like, what does it matter if one is real and one is not?
yeah.
But I guess they didn't
Snorlax,
really
the one
get
who
it.
always slept.
Sl-
What was
Uh,
the baby version of Charizard?
the
Damn, what was the
baby
baby
version of Charmander, was it?
Charmander? Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, that was a trip down memory lane for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Marion says I didn't have a cell phone at high school. I played crossword puzzles and Sudoku. That's good. Also remember going to tech stores and there was like 20 different kinds of CD players, everything.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember those days. Yeah, the Walkmans. Remember with the different colored Walkmans?
yeah,
Imagine, do we carry like something like this big, and
yeah.
like it would spin a CD as we were walking. Like no wonder that thing got all scratched up and skipped so many times.
And we would listen to the same record over and over, right? Like
The
the
same
same set
10
of
songs
songs.
or whatever was burned on it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Stone Lux is my spirit animal. Yeah, I can see that. What was the name of that one character that kept saying its name, saying its own name?
All of them kind of do to a certain degree.
Yeah,
But Mewtwo was the only one that could talk, I think, because it had
that's true.
telepathic
Yeah,
powers.
yeah, yeah. Then Power Rangers was really big when I was growing up.
Power Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, it's Morphin time, and like apparently when I was a kid, I had a lot of their action figures.
It's
Yeah, that was a
Morphin
big thing.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Got to meet one of the actors once, but I wasn't really too big into Power Rangers though.
yeah. You're like, who are you guys? Do you remember which color Power Ranger it was?
It was one of the red ones.
Okay.
Quite a few actors played the red one. It was the Hispanic Power Ranger. Forgot his name. I'll have to look it up. But I basically got his autograph for a friend of mine who does like the Power Rangers.
Hmm.
Wasn't too long ago. Let's see, Red Ranger actor
The Green Ranger Tommy and then the pink one
Steve
Kimberly were the
Cardenas.
most popular.
Steve Cardenas. That's the name of
Steve
the.
Cardenas, nice.
But I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I was saying that the Green Power Ranger Tommy and the Pink Power Ranger Kim, I think her name was Kim or Kimberly. They were the most popular ones. But did you hear that the Yellow Power Ranger, the Asian actress, was killed in a car accident a few years ago?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was in San Francisco, I believe.
What a shame.
Yeah, that was crazy. Sean says Voltron was cool. Jigglypuff was my fave. Nova says Saint
Saint
Seiya.
Seiya.
Is that from Dragon Ball Z?
No, I think that's an anime in it of itself. Probably one of the
Oh, gotcha.
classics.
I know it's not one of the Pokemons, or not the ones that I watched. It might
It's
have
a
been Japanese version.
Knights of the Zodiac. It's the stuff my brother probably used to watch when he's older. So he liked the classic stuff like Thundercats and he probably knew about this one too. He was into Dragon Ball before I was, but I think with me it was like 90s anime onwards, probably. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Have you thought about detoxing from social media and internet at some point, Carlos? Even if it's for a bit.
Yes, what I've been doing, you know how intermittent fasting makes you not eat for like a certain period of the day? So I
Hmm.
kind of tried to do that with my smartphone too. It's like I have a whole pile, a ton of books here in my apartment complex. And I'm all like, I need to finish these. I'm all like, I'm going to put the phone away in the other room. But when you do that, like you miss an important call sometimes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
It's just that I was charging my phone and, so sometimes like I like to go out for a walk without my phone too.
Hmm.
And like part of me feels like, oh, it's safety, something, something. But no, like just do
Yeah, you
it.
should take your phone with you if you go walking.
I probably should, but it's like a
Yeah.
meditative experience because you're kind of forced to pay attention to your environment and you start noticing all the little things. And that kind of makes it an experience in and of itself. Because I mean,
Yeah.
even back then, like parents would let their kids walk around and explore the town and they didn't even have phones. So it's like they had to memorize their home phone number, if anything. But I think back then people were a little bit more chill in that regard. Now, if we're connected all the time, we're going to be anxious about being connected all the time, I think. Well, that's
The
just my point of view.
the thing is that also I think society wasn't as crazy back then. You have a lot more crazy nuts out there right now.
But do you
So it's
think
a different world.
Los
No cis
Caballeros del
men,
Zodiaco,
caballeros del Zodiaco, yeah. What up, Hector? How's it going, man? What's up, guys? I have some downtime right now, getting ready for the World Series rush tonight. I thought you stopped watching baseball. It's gonna be nuts here in Houston. Yeah, f them Astros. That's coming from Los Angeles. You already know what it means. Basically, I'm not a huge baseball person, but the context behind that story was that the Astros, when they played against the Dodgers a couple years ago, they cheated their way to the championship. They used
damn.
like they sent each other's like signals, like they hit the trash can with their bats a couple times, like if it was gonna be a curveball or like different things. So yeah, Dodgers fans don't like Houston Astros.
Wait, but is that cheating? Don't they always use like sign language every once in a while, like little cues? Or
Well, they also had mics in their jerseys to talk to each other.
oh no, that's
Actually, I
not
don't
good.
know if they I don't know if they had mics. I think the what's his name, the pitcher Altuve, I think he had like something in his jersey where like it'll vibrate a certain number of
Oh
times
my
based
god.
yeah, based on the number of like or the patterns that they saw in the pitching or in
Right.
the lineup for the Dodgers. So yeah, it's a whole honestly they can make a whole documentary about it. It's really interesting.
Wow, you
I
can't
can't
make this
stop
up, huh?
laughing. I don't know if it's because he's laughing because of the Dodgers lost or if it's because of the story. Go Phillies, Astros. Come on, Rodney, don't do that in here. Sorry, what were we saying? What were we talking about, Carlos? I lost my train of thought.
Well,
Hector's
there's
comment
no worries.
distracted me.
Like this is like a random stream anyway, right? Like the
Yeah,
topic doesn't really. It's not the
no
center.
rules.
Yes, but I do have your book open, and I wanted to quote from it a little bit,
Okay.
if that's okay.
By the way,
Um,
I did not pay him to do this.
yeah, I just like reading, and I happen to own John's books. So
Yeah.
let's see. It says here, you don't have to be a people pleaser in order to have successful friendships and other types of relationships. When you focus on yourself, you begin to develop new interests and habits. People who are also prioritizing themselves and working on becoming the best versions of themselves will notice your efforts and will want to be in your circle. Then at some point you say that if you're surrounded by five broke college students, you'll be the sixth one. If you're surrounded by five successful entrepreneurs, you'll be the sixth one. That's something that I'm starting to notice too, because it's like, have have you ever had friends who, no matter what, things seem to be going well for them, but then other friends who, for some reason, they just keep running into bad luck, and you wonder, is it like, are they just down on their luck or is it their habits? And it's like, sometimes like you reach out to them and you notice that they're kind of wasting their time in whatever they're doing, so it's probably because of that. But I don't know. I mean, I still want to hang out with everybody, right? But
Hope you
it's
still want to hang out with me.
I mean, you're a good influence, but then you realize, like, yeah,
Appreciate that.
other people's habits will rub off on you, so you want
Yeah.
to sort of like aim to people who can bring you up, a little bit more, but you still love everybody, kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to throw a wrench in your. Well, intentionally, I'm going to throw a wrench in your
Monkey wrench,
perspective,
right?
and I'm going to challenge it. Yeah. I've actually seen the opposite effect where, like, because like how I'm very spoken and I have a strong personality and very driven, very ambitious. I've actually lost a lot of friends because of that. A lot of people are just so stuck in their ways. They don't want to be challenged. They just want to go with the flow and go through emotions of life every day.
Well, I think it can't be helped, you know.
Yeah.
As you grow up, there's people who can be in the journey with you, but there will be people that you might outgrow. There might be people who might outgrow you, and I'm using the royal you, generalized, because it's just a fact. But it's always good to like, oh, it's been a while. Let's hang out. How have you been? But you
Right.
realize that moments like that, are like a little rerun episode, but then you move on to your main thing, because that's what happens in life. We kind of like drift, and I'm speaking in general terms.
Right.
But yeah, it's a mix of everything. And I'd like to quote another part. Oh yeah,
Edgar says
Hector
people
says,
love being content. I think it means complacent.
yeah, I think that's true.
There's another true comment here from Brendan. They're tough, but they're needed sometimes. It sometimes feels like you waste so much time. Yeah, it does, but then you realize that you'd be wasting much more time if you didn't break out the friendship because it's weird, but like you don't really feel motivated or compelled to find new friendships unless you lose your old friends. It's almost like a natural cycle in life.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, they say I got this quote from somewhere once, and I thought it was a brilliant quote. They say change is inevitable, but at least you can control the direction towards where the change goes, or something like that, right? Like
Hmm.
the deal is everything will change, everything, but at least you can sort of forge the direction of where you want to go, right? You can set goals.
Hmm.
And that's the way I look at it too. Because if you sit down doing nothing because you like how things are, the fact is, even those things that you appreciate now, that will change whether we do something about it or not. But at least we could try to work towards something that we would like, you know?
Right.
And I think that's the value of goal setting, if that makes sense. But I'd like to quote a little bit more from your book. There's this whole page that I want to go into because I think it's related. So there's this section that says, make sure the effort is mutual. It says, whenever relationships aren't mutual in regards to time and effort invested, they become one sided because one person is investing more than the other. As a result, the individual who is investing more into the relationship feels taken for granted and towards the other individual. A good rule of thumb is to mimic the effort and interest level of the other person. In other words, make time for people who make time for you, right?
Exactly.
Rule
Yep.
rule of thumb, don't burn bridges. You may see people again later in life. We live in a small world, whether it's personal or work relationship. Do not burn bridges because you may need those people later in life. So it's not so much about burning the bridge, but separating yourself a little bit if you need the time, right? And think of relationships as a balanced scale. Do you remember those two-sided scales where you would put objects, but would have to ultimately balance them? That's how successful relationships become successfully filled with happiness and fulfillment, or a return on your investment. The more time and effort one puts into the relationship, the more invested they become, which creates more feelings, interest, and attraction in the end. So I'm gonna pause right there. There's like another little excerpt I want to read, but for now, I'll just like pause to reflect on that. So yeah, I mean, I found myself, noticing when relationships are a little bit off balance, right? And sometimes I say, maybe I, on my end, have to stop investing a little bit on my end to see if the other person could catch up, right? So to balance things
Not
out,
necessarily catch up, but like if they balance it, if they start putting more effort than they were
that's what I
before.
mean. Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I mean. And I realize that when I like wait for the other person to be able to balance it out, that they make a little bit more effort at that point. Whereas if you don't, if you're the only one putting too much effort, then people won't appreciate you as much. It's like a balance.
because they know you're always there.
Right. And somebody said balance is everything. That's probably true.
One of the things I was gonna say that what so when I talk about burning bridges in the book, I meant like because sometimes people um they they scold or they use words that they can't take back to the other person, and like how they say sometimes like words hurt or yeah words hurt more than actions or something whatever or words cut like knives something like that. So like be careful with what you say. Don't burn the bridge because if you say something that's really hurtful, then you might not be able to get him back, and at that point you would have burned the bridge. So it's not like it's okay to separate yourself, create some distance with the person, but if you're insulting the other person based on what's transpired in the past, then yeah, you're not gonna be able to get that friendship back, most likely.
Right. And this is the benefit of actually having the author of the book you're reading like right there next to you, which
Exactly.
usually we don't always have that privilege.
Sean says, "What's a good habit to increase your vocabulary?"
Reading,
Exactly. I
reading
told him that. And
John's
he
book.
says, shameless plug from Carlos, and then he followed up with I said reading, and then he said reading what? Do you have any suggestions from Carlos?
Yeah, John's book there.
Just reading whatever interests you. Like my mind um operates in terms of business, so anything that's business or financial related, I can read or have attention span to read it. So yeah, it's reading books, articles, journals, anything that you're interested in, and chances are they're using words they've never heard of. So that's one way to expand your vocabulary.
Well, I'll put it this way, like Amazon Kindle, right?
I'll be right back.
Amazon Kindle allows you to highlight a word that you don't know, and it gives you the definition right then and there. And I think that's one of the benefits of digital books, that you don't really have to have a dictionary next to you, or you don't have to like type up the word all the time. You kind of just highlight it and click on the icon that has a picture of a dictionary, and right away it tells you what that word means. So I would say, like John said, just read stuff that you're interested in, and that will increase your vocabulary. It's it's unavoidable. It's just the way it works, I think. So yeah, I already kind of like gave a full answer to that.
Hector says, I think he had another comment. Oh, here it is. He says, I'll tell you this, I broke up lots of friends because they were druggies, and that in turn made me addicted to things, but it made me a stronger person. Yeah, sounds like a learning experience. And if I never experienced it, I don't know if I would have been better in life, but I'm glad I cut them off. Yeah. So, sometimes it's important to cut off friends, whether, how difficult it is. Uh, Dennis is reading is fundamental. I agree. I feel like I've heard that when I was a kid. Phones worth four ways I've cut people off simply who don't. Yeah, I've done that too. They'll text you, they'll call you when they need something, but other than that, you don't really hear from them. I've cut off people like that too. It's just not worth it. If you need a book out, or if you read a book out loud on YouTube, is that valid?
I think it's fair use.
Yeah, it should be fair use. That's a if you read a book out loud, is that valid? Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, like Carl said, it should be fair use. Yes, reading ski having Kindle is neat, or go to half price bookstore. They have a lot of show. I've never heard that.
Yeah, I mean, John, are you really worried that me reading these excerpts are loud are gonna keep people from buying your book? Like, oh, I'll just listen to this. I don't have to buy it anymore. Like, if anything, it
No,
should encourage people probably. And on that topic, I'd like to share one last section of it that I
go
think is
ahead.
really. It says, "Pay attention to their actions, not their words." Uh, so yeah, that reminds me of the phrase, and like whether people are religious or not, I mean, we could still look at it the same way. It's like Jesus said, "Look at their fruits." Look at whatever fruits people produce. In other words, their actions. And then it says here, pay attention to their actions, not their words. Anyone can say nice things and tell you what you want to hear, But if they don't truly feel that way, their actions will not back up and justify the words they tell you. Actions are more powerful than words because they require time and effort as opposed to just words. What's a word anyway? Words themselves don't mean anything unless we give them meaning. That's why it's important not to give meaning and importance to words from someone whose words are not reflective of their actions. I highlighted that section, by the way.
Thank
I'll
you.
leave it at that. I think that makes sense because if if you just talk but you don't act, then those words did not really have value. It's the
They
action
didn't have any
behind them.
weight.
They don't have the weight that they could have if they're backed up with action. And that's what I noticed too. It's like somebody says that they're going to do something for me or something. So I just sit back and wait and see, is this true? Let's see. And if it isn't, then it just isn't.
For instance, I used to read Spark Notes. Honestly, I did that too in high school, sometimes in college. I actually got caught once because the professor knew that some of his students were reading Spark Notes. So he asked me why a lot of the information I put in my essay or whatever came from the Spark Notes that he read.
I
Yeah, he
think
had
a
no
lot of
life.
professors nowadays would be happy if students at least read Spark Notes because I feel
I
like
would be.
students don't even read that anymore.
Oh, snap, we got Hannibal's hungry now. What's going on, Hannibal? How's it going, sir? Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, a shameless plug. If you guys want to check out my book, no, not obligated, but if you guys are interested, there's a link right there. Sean says psychology and crime investigation are interesting too. He's also interested in safety and health. Yeah, I would say, well, both of those categories are forever evolving and super quickly, especially after the pandemic. There's so much research coming out. So yeah, probably articles because by the time books are, written, edited, and published, which could take a lot of time, they're probably outdated or at least not very relevant by the time they're published. So yeah, I would read articles on that.
Yeah, good magazines, scientific magazines that they could have up to date information, probably.
What are those articles called? Peer reviewed articles?
Yeah, yeah, peer reviewed journals. But I think for
Yeah,
the masses, those of us who don't have enough money to buy a database or access to a database, we could grab magazines, scientific magazines from Barnes and Noble.
right. This is the book that Carlos is referring to, or he's making references from. If
The
you guys
Five
want to check it out,
Foundations of Contentment.
that was a super long title.
Well, what else could you call it? I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I was referring mostly to the subtitle, but the long subtitle helps with SEO, and then also it helps with describing what the book is because if I just had the five compound nature content, people are like, what the hell does that mean? So you got to add the subtitle almost for context.
right, that makes sense.
Yeah. What else has piqued your interest from the book, Carlos? If anything,
Well, I think I left notes all over the place.
did you
Did
like the
you
chapter on minimalism?
Let's see. I'm currently in the chapter that says you become your thoughts, but I'm browsing through the book right now. Eat clean and stay active. That's chapter 5.
That's five. Yeah.
Set firm boundaries, chapter 4.
The one I'm referring to is chapter 8, I believe. Experiment with
Uh,
minimalism.
Getting rid of old programming, find out your why. I mean, it's
Yeah, you're
interesting
going
that,
backwards.
yeah, I'm just clicking backwards and browsing around and seeing what's going on here. But it's amazing how at such a young age you had like this amount of knowledge to share in a book. Yes,
Yeah,
experiment with minimalism, there it is, like a level of maturity.
yeah. It's,
So
John sent me an audiobook. Well, you already know damn well that there's no audiobook, so
what you could
fresh
do
cut on the cover.
is get the machine to read it out loud for you. I think Google Books does this. I don't know if Kindle does. Maybe they do in the cloud version. So you
Hmm.
could get the book to read it out loud in a mechanical voice. That's fine.
I
If
don't
you're
know
okay
if
with it.
Kindle does that. Maybe. I mean, if Google does it on Magic, Kindle does too.
Yeah, they
By
should.
mechanical voice, are you mean like AI, like the robotic voice?
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're getting better, but
yeah.
I'm looking to see if that's an option right here.
So they're trying to turn paperbacks or like Kindle versions into audiobooks.
Well,
Th-
in Google they do that. You
Yeah, I'm
know,
sure Amazon does too.
Yeah, maybe there is a way.
Brent says it's Photoshop. Yeah, you wish. So, are there any updates on your travel to Mexico, Carlos, or are you at the stage of whoops? Are you at the stage where we talked about earlier with the passport?
Yeah. Um, there's this certificate. I believe it's called the TEFL, if I'm not mistaken, which would allow me to basically tap into a network or an
Mm-hmm.
international organization that could set me up with jobs and accommodations all across the world. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe I should invest that month and a half or whatever it takes. It's basically like a full-time job studying for this one certificate. And once
Yeah.
I get this certificate, then it would set me up for life. Like I already have degrees in this field, but that one certificate would open up that one network, that exclusive network of connections. They
Yeah.
could send me to China, to Europe, to Hispanic America. And so I'm thinking maybe I should get that, and who knows, depending on their availability of classes or semester system, or who knows, that might push my deadline a little bit or not. So I'll have to see what's going on with that. But obviously, I would not want to delay any longer than I have to, but I'll have to look
Mm-hmm.
into that.
All right, Sean. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day and be safe out there. Thanks for stopping by. Sean's also an Uber driver, and he does DoorDash here and there. I
Cool,
believe
cool.
he's in the San Jose area, like San Francisco area. Hector says I should start reading some books, but I mostly listen to Dave Ramsey on YouTube. He's helped me with some great tips of. Yeah, he's actually the reason why I got out of debt. Uh, yeah, it got me super fired up and motivated to get out of debt. So when I was doing DoorDash in 2018, 2019, I was listening to his podcast while delivering orders, and it just kept me fired up. So yeah, that's a good resource for finances. I
What do you think?
disagree with his other advice in terms of like investing and cutting up credit cards because we live in an automated society where everything's based on a credit score. So I don't agree with that part. But if you want to get out of debt, I do agree with them.
I was just about to ask you about that credit card thing, because I
Yeah.
still keep my own credit cards, but I always pay them on time, and then I
Hmm.
get rewards. So what's so bad about that? I guess you would say it kind of encourages you to spend more, but still,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't be getting the cash back if I didn't use my credit cards for stuff that I would have bought anyway. You know?
Yeah. For him, his advice is basically geared towards people who don't have the self discipline because he believes that if you got into credit card once, you'll get into it again. For me, the credit card debt that I used to have, which was a lot, I haven't gotten back into credit card debt ever since. So I do believe in people do learn, and I agree with you. I do the same thing, especially being a gig worker. Right now, I have a Chase credit card that gives me 5% cash back for the next 12 months on gas, and then 3% on dining out because I eat out a lot. Because I don't really go back home until evening. So yeah, I mean that money adds up. As long as you pay it on time and don't pay any interest, I think you're okay.
My sister actually came to California to visit for free because of her credit card. Gave her
Based
the
on
right,
points,
yeah,
yeah,
the points. Like what?
makes a big
Well,
difference for sure.
yeah.
I actually got a lot of points from the trip that I made to Colorado and when I stopped by Vegas and Utah. Now I have like I can. It's a part of the Hyatt hotel program, so as long as I stay in one of their locations, I can stay like I got like 5 6 nights free. So I plan on
Gotcha.
using that next month or two.
Gotcha.
We have a lot of Dave Ramsey fans in here. I had no idea. Hector says I should start reading some books, but I mostly listen to Dave Ramsey. Oh, I already read that
You read that
comment.
already.
Hector, there's a good book pinned or not pinned, but linked in the comment section. It might have been written by someone on the stream.
I also read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I heard that one's good, but I've read it too.
Yeah, that one's yeah, it's good. It's a good book to follow. Brand says do the one chip challenge on Halloween, or you gotta dress up as a chicken. Yeah, neither are happening. Thanks for the suggestion, though. Hook says me too. I believe in it. Yeah, I agree. Many don't have discipline. Yeah, exactly. That's okay. So the people who don't have discipline are the people that are geared towards Dave Ramsey, or like that's his demographics, his target audience. Nova says Dave Ramsey clips will make you realize your money problems aren't that bad compared to. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
People are like, "Oh, I'm buried in $500,000 in debt," and you're like,
Not
"Damn,
even that, like
I was
millions. Some
upset over my
people,
$5,000 credit card balance."
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Some people go crazy. I liked his show before he moved into the new studio. You know, he has a new studio now. He's got other people giving advice that should have no business of giving advice. I like the show when he was the only one taking the calls and talking. That's when I was getting that when he used to like yell and scream. But now in the new studio, he's like other people. He has other personalities, and he rarely screams. So it's not as fun to watch.
like outsourcing the advice section, huh?
Well, the thing is that he knows he's gonna live forever. He's not immortal, so he's trying to, make sure that his name, his advice keeps going. So he's created a system where, like, oh, it's like kind of like a programming thing. Where like, oh, too much debt. Oh, sell cars. It's like a formula, like based on what the caller says. Like they give like a certain, like it's like a card. Like, oh, too much debt. Do this. Like one, two steps. One, two, three. So he's created a system where, like, oh, regardless of who it is, regardless if they understand finances or not, they follow that system.
But imagine, John, if you got so busy that you had to outsource some of your streams to like third party YouTubers or something, and you tell them, all right, so this is what we
Like
do. Like,
Mexico Taku.
yeah, if somebody says this, then you have to say Baja Blast. If somebody
Exactly. It's kind of
comments
like
this,
that.
then
Yeah.
like
Yeah, kind of like that.
California coffee. I don't know.
Coffee in
If you-
California. You heard that JP Morgan won't let Kanye bank with them anymore? Damn. Yeah, I heard who was it, Adidas that cut their contract with Kanye. Now it's JP Morgan, that's crazy. But the whole banking thing, I don't get it. It's like you don't want his money. I don't know.
That I
Money
don't
doesn't
get
money
either.
doesn't have political views, money doesn't have emotions. I don't get it.
Like, why should your political views determine where you bank? That's not even related, is it?
I think the company just worried that, oh, once people find out that Kanye banks with Chase, then people are gonna stop banking with Chase.
But everybody's gonna bank with one institution or another, whether
Yeah.
you're believe in one set of values or another. I mean, people aren't gonna say like, let's find. Yeah, it's terrible because I think politics and your personal life should be two different things, right?
Yeah. But people don't know how to separate them.
Yeah,
Especially on Facebook. There's that meme on Facebook that I keep seeing where like it says like, "Oh, this is how Facebook posts are." Someone says like, "Oh, I prefer oranges over apples," and they're like, there's a long comment saying, "Oh, so what you're saying is that apples don't have equal opportunity and that you don't agree with the political." Yeah, it's funny. If I find it, I'll show it.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like they make the biggest deal out of something so simple. I read that one. Yeah, I do agree with cancel culture's going too far. Yeah. People are so effing sensitive nowadays, man.
We
Jesus.
we have to cancel culture.
Exactly. Now that's something I can get behind. Let's grab the pitchforks,
There you go. Crazy.
especially here in California, man.
Yeah.
Always whacked out. Honestly, I'm not a political person, but I don't agree with the left or the right. I just agree with whatever helps the average American because I truly, honestly believe that neither party is has the interest of the average American, of the average hardworking American that pays, you know, tax dollars.
Yeah.
Kanye went to Skechers to try to get a deal with them to kick. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to get one with Skechers. If he does get a deal, I think it's not gonna have to be with I don't want to say lower name, but like a company that doesn't have like as much of a brand equity as like Adidas, Nike, Skechers. We're gonna be like, well, it's like either we stay at the low level that we are in terms of brand equity, or we take a chance on Kanye and blow up. So, I think that's just gonna have to find. White Chicks the movie would have never came out if it. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think I
Have you seen?
saw that, yeah, on a YouTube thumbnail. Somebody was exploring that topic also. Like, and I think it's true. A lot of the comedy films from back then would never be created nowadays.
Or like the old wrestling videos that sometimes that me and Nova have played, even though we've gotten copyright claims from it. Like those, like there's no way you would be able to watch those right now. Like people, saying hurtful things or doing things that they shouldn't be. Yeah, we would never have been able to watch that now.
Yeah, I mean, just try to be a comedian nowadays in California.
Good luck with that.
What would you
I think
talk
if you
about?
do, I think if you do one of those shows, it has to be an older crowd.
Yeah,
like 40s, actually 40s. Yeah, I would say 40s at the youngest, 40, 50, 60, because our arguably our generation down, um they're super sensitive.
Which is weird because I remember, YouTube from 2009, more or
Hmm.
less. It was more daring. Like people would make comedy skits. Like, do you remember Pink Guy?
No,
Well, Pink Guy used to make some very daring stunts. Yeah.
like Evil Knievel.
Oh, Musk buying Twitter.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think the importance of that is kind of exaggerated. I think
Yeah,
people are already making him out to be a hero who's saving the day from cancel culture before he even did anything besides buying
until he
Twitter and
gets
probably
canceled.
fighting some people. So, I mean, I personally, I gotta say it, I really don't like Elon Musk, particularly because he was in favor of a coup in Bolivia. And I think that interfering with, the democratic elections of third party countries, other countries is just wrong. It's a violation of sovereignty. And he was in favor of that in order to get Bolivian lithium. And I think that's just imperialism. That's just absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
But, like the idea of bullying other countries just because they're weaker and you want their natural resources. Well, in a sense, I mean, whatever's going on in Twitter, I mean, this is what we would call the social aspect of politics, right? And I think to a certain degree, the social aspect of politics is inconsequential to the economic side, which is what really affects people's wallets and standards of living. So
Mm.
to a certain degree, the social aspect of it could be a distraction to a certain point in a certain point of view. So I feel like this is kind of like bread and circus, like which rich guy, bought which big corporation and is gonna save us peasants from ourselves. Like I think whatever change has to come from the ground from
The ground up.
from the ground up, the grassroots, but
Hmm.
that's if any of that made sense. I guess I went into a little tirade, which is probably not a good thing. But
You're
that's my
good.
point of view.
For me, I don't think this changes anything. It's just a rich, powerful guy becoming more rich and more powerful. I mean, him buying Twitter, what does that do for the average American? Probably not much. Um, I know there's Elon Musk fans that that kiss the ground that he walks on. Especially with believe it or not, but Elon Musk wasn't very popular when he owned PayPal. Um, he actually became more popular when he started pushing Tesla. So I'm not the biggest Elon Musk fan. I do respect him. I think he's very smart, but I think sometimes he's too smart for his own good. Like the name that he put for his kid, it's like, dude, come on, man. Exactly. Brandon hit the nail on the head right here. Change comes from dollars. Exactly. Yep. No one, or none of these greedy corporations make changes until, you start affecting their bottom line. Hey, we got D in the house. What's going on, D? There goes Carlos's Twitter. I don't even know if Carlos has a Twitter account.
Well, I think it's so small that it really doesn't matter.
Me too. I think I have like 300 followers on there. Definitely not Elon Musk style, that's for sure. Do you have any plans for Halloween, Carlos?
um,
Are
well,
you
if
still
my
are you still
family,
going up dressing up as a Mexican?
that's my costume every year and every day.
I'm sure it's a
Um,
fan favorite.
well, by the way, guys, right now I'm Bulma from Capsule Corp. As you can see, the hat, and I think John is either SpongeBob
SpongeBob.
or Squidward. SpongeBob,
SpongeBob
yes,
from the Krusty Krab, yep.
yeah. So at least we're in costume today. We don't usually do this in live streams, right? But today we decided to wear our Halloween costume.
They've seen his hat a couple times.
Oh, gotcha.
Kind of should try New Balance. Yeah. Well, they have Kawhi, so I don't know if they need one more awkward person. I've been on Twitter since '08. Yeah, Twitter's really good. Like if you are a journalist or if you're a writer. Funny enough, I'm a writer, but yeah, I don't really engage on Twitter. By the way, Carlos, do you know who Kawhi Leonard is?
No.
It's okay if you don't. Okay, perfect. You're the perfect audience for this. So there's a basketball player named Kawhi Leonard, and he went viral a couple years ago because he had the most awkward laugh. And so I want you. I'm probably a copyright claim, but whatever.
It's just a laugh, right?
Yeah, you never know with YouTube. Let me see if I can find just a laugh.
So he has a trademark laugh.
No, but the channel itself is probably gonna
Oh, okay.
copyright claim, but whatever. Okay, so we're gonna get Carlos's reaction to it's 37 seconds. We're gonna get Carlos's live reaction to Kawhi's laugh. And it's okay if you laugh hard because most people did.
Well, let's see.
I believe it's this one. All right.
You got it on mute.
Yeah, I'm gonna there we go. All right, make sure you guys can see it. Let's go.
And what would you like people to know about you?
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I mean, it's just more question you have to ask me in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Well, it's just his quirky personality. That's all. It's like
Yeah,
fun living guy, right?
yeah. I don't know, man. That laugh is
It's normal enough. I've seen
Yeah.
worse.
He laughed like he was constipated. Like I've never seen anyone laugh like that. But it's funny because now I've seen some of his interviews. Whenever someone makes a joke, he tries really hard not to laugh because he knows he went viral for his laugh. So poor guy, he's traumatized now.
Oh man,
He
yeah,
could do
poor guy.
voiceovers for
Trooper.
movies. Yeah.
There's
D
just-
says a hat does not constitute a costume. You get no candy at my house. Well, I ain't coming to your house anyway, D. Go ahead,
Can I
Carlos.
share my screen, John? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Or maybe let me send you the link actually, because I don't know if the sound will show up on my end. So let me
Well,
send you the link to the video.
It will. Just share the screen and I can approve it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Share screen. Screen sharing.
I share
tip.
stuff on NovaStream all the time.
Okay, so share screen. Okay, so this one.
Oh, I saw it. Okay.
Do we see it?
Yeah. Right now. Yep.
Okay. Now, can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, so
You just gotta
let's
turn up the volume
okay, so let's see.
with the YouTube volume.
The
it's all the way
YouTube
up.
volume is as high as possible. That's why I want to give
Alright.
it on your end because I don't know how the quality is going to be on my end. But I sent you the
It's gonna
link
be the
already.
same. If you're playing from YouTube, it's gonna be the same.
Okay, gotcha. Because on my end it's really loud. I don't know how it's like in your end. But let's play it.
Okay.
Y me llama el cocinero. Recita, ¿qué? Ve por la paellera. Venga, que las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí. Miren, bañador. En la chancla. Todo peinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme la chancla y el bañador.
It's coming. It's coming.
Voy a la playa, ya subió la marea.
I've seen this. The guy can't even show his face. What is he saying in Spanish?
It's kind of unintelligible too.
Y la encontré porque estaba la paellera agarrada. Se metía entre las piedras de Chipiona, del faro. Y cuando entro en el restaurante me ve el cocinero con una paellera. Y a ver,
Well, there you go.
I've seen that clip because I've seen that little clip of him laughing in other videos.
Oh yeah, that's where it
Yeah.
comes from.
Yeah. That's funny. Brian says, "What about the Will Smith fart?" I have no idea. Have you heard about this, Carlos?
I heard about the slap.
Me too. I heard about some. I didn't hear about the fart. I also heard about the entanglement.
Oh, the what?
The entanglement. You
There's
know
an
about that?
entanglement? No. What's that?
So basically, the word entanglement went viral because his wife Jada Pinkett Smith decided to sleep with was it it was like another rapper or but like the kid was like 18 or 19 years old.
Oh damn.
But yeah, so she didn't describe it as cheating. She described it as an entanglement.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that went viral a couple years ago. Now I gotta look up this Will Smith fart. Will Smith fart. How long is this? 25 seconds. Oh, wow, he's in a hospital, or not hospital, but like it looks like some type of. Hey, we got Rideshare Roadie House. What's on, Steve? How's it going, sir? Her son's friend. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, her son's friend. Yeah, exactly. So like, what was the kid's name? Forgot the kid's name or her son's name. Anyway,
Jaden Smith.
Jaden. Yeah, there we go. Yep, exactly. I was saying Jada, but I'm like, I know it's not Jada. That's the wife's name. I know it's something similar. All right, let's see if this is worthy. Oh, it's at a gym. Gotcha. Okay, I just saw him in the like the the thing that they make you wear at the hospital. What is it called? A gown. Share screen. Let's see. Oops.
It's good when
Oh, hospital.
It's
Excuse me.
what the hell?
Excuse me.
I want to make sure we get full motion.
Oh, sorry about this.
This can't be real.
Wow, that's over and over.
This can't be real. It looks like sound effects.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Oh, he said that's not it. Okay, well, if you could put the link in there, then I'm sure one of the mods will approve it if you don't have a wrench. Sorry I missed your Sergio live yesterday. Going, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. He says, okay, that's it. Didn't mix up. Find the original is legit. Not to go to the YouTube site to see if someone approved his comments. StreamYard doesn't show me. This is what our streamers come down to, folks. Will Smith farting.
This is where we're at as a society.
Yep. I don't see a link. It's funny because whenever I was doing the live stream with surgery yesterday, we were getting the spam bots where it said like, oh, like watch free porn or
Oh my god,
my private photos.
ridiculous. I think the spam bots are getting smart because they notice that people are commenting in English, and they'll make the
Yeah.
spams in English. If the video is in Spanish, they'll make the spam in Spanish. That's crazy.
Well, they're only as smart as the people who program them, so the people who program them are pretty smart.
Yeah.
Find
Then
the
there-
original. Yeah, I don't even know which one the original is. John, what a day's naked stream. Never. You can do that on your own channel, Steve. So I posted a poll yesterday about if I were to do a Halloween stream, would you guys come on here with their costumes? Because I don't want to be the only one with. I don't want to be the only idiot with a costume on. And Steve's like, "Yeah, I'll join. I'll come in naked." I'm like, "Yeah, that's not happening on my live stream." Obviously, he's joking, but still. Actually, is he joking? I don't know. Let me see where that poll's at, where that community post is at. People are voting yes, but in the post I said what time works best, and no one put a date and time. So if no one puts a date and time, then we're not going to do this. So the Halloween stream is in jeopardy, y'all. 78% yes that they will come on the stream and show off their cause. 22% said no, but then no one commented what day and time would work best for them.
Yes, Tover in the yes 10th of 2000 and yes.
Yeah, I think he's referring to my imaginary OnlyFans. The one that me and Bud Soda were joking about, saying that, oh, we're gonna have to launch OnlyFans and sell pictures of our feet if gig work keeps going like this.
But wasn't
It's been slow.
OnlyFans supposed to be like, it's not supposed to be erotic all the time. Like there's people who could like actually make legit like content that they want
Yeah.
people to pay for, like cooking or whatever.
I think that's how it started. But once the dirty people got involved, it turned into something else.
That's the story of the internet in general, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah. And Carl's Jr. is familiar with this because their commercials are basically revolve around the fact that sex sells. That's why not anymore, probably because of cancel culture. But they used to put very attractive women, dancing and sleeping on cars, eating their burgers.
The Carl's Jr.'s commercials.
Yeah. I think they had a couple times they had like a famous actress or a model under it too. John's OnlyFans. That name's very fitting for OnlyFans too. Let me see. I think they even have some band commercials. Like they got so
I heard the European commercials are more like daring when it comes to that than the American ones.
because it's more societally acceptable.
Yes, whereas in Europe they don't really accept violence in their commercials or shows as much as Americans do. So it's like an
Right.
opposite.
Right. All right. So apparently this is a banned Carl's Jr. Or yeah, it's been banned. It's a banned Carl's Jr. commercial. That's how bad. But I think it was banned. Or if it was really bad, then YouTube would have banned it too. I don't know. We'll see.
Wow.
I love going all natural. It just makes me feel better. Nothing between me and my 100%
I
all
wonder why it was banned.
grass-fed beef.
No.
Introducing the all-natural burger, the first ever in fast food, with no antibiotics, no added hormones, and no steroids.
You're a mute. You're mute.
Yeah. I muted myself because when I play videos, if you're not muted, it echoes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So I think the reason why it was banned because of the whole
I
the
was
breast showing off
kidding.
your
I was
breasts.
being sarcastic. I know why it's banned.
Gotcha.
Like, oh my god.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, that's Carl's Jr. commercial.
From back in the days.
Yep. Hector says wearing a shirt today. Good to know. Brian says that's what you tell your sibling or other when they ask about the OF charges on the credit card. Hey, as long as they're not my OF, then you're good. His title is I'm your
Oh my
DoorDash
god.
driver. Oh my god, dude, you're funny. OnlyFans is all SX and F-ish content. There are many other platforms for above. Yeah, exactly. Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. Right here, Rodeo says, I want that burger. Do you, Carlos? Is that really what you want? I mean, I'm sorry, Steve. Steve, is that what you really want? The burger? I don't think so. I think you want something else. He says, John stopped playing commercials for my mom in days. Okay, well, don't give yourself too much credit there. That's funny. Watch D come in for Halloween as a Carl's Jr. Band commercial actress model thing. Steve says, I'll take it. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, Steve. The ad sold me. You know what? This is the thing I was gonna mention. You could tell that she didn't even take a bite out of the burger. It's like it's not even from the side; it's like from the back side of the burger where you can't see if she actually got some in her mouth. But yeah, she didn't. She even bite the burger, and that's fake chewing. And also, I've talked to people who do these commercials, and they're like, yeah, there's so many like chemicals and stuff, so like so it'll come off shiny. So you're actually not supposed to bite into it. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There's a video of a customer buying DoorDash driver to split the meal. I think I know what you're talking about. Is it the Uber Eats one where they're asking the driver to come to their backyard and have dinner with them? Is that one or a different one? It was during COVID in front yard. I think I know what you're talking about. But I don't know if it was front yard or backyard. They might have done two videos. I remember when I watched, they were like an Indian couple, and they were having dinner or lunch in the backyard with the driver. What were you gonna say, Carlos?
Oh, nothing in particular. I was
Okay.
just listening.
I thought I cut you off again. The driver, yeah, I've seen that one. Yep, I've seen that. It was a husband and wife, I believe. Yeah, it was very interesting. Steve says, "Good point, John. Those ads and good lighting. Look at the bun, no grease. Really, there's grease. You just don't see it, or you think it's or it is grease, but you think it's the lighting, because all the chemicals they put on there to make it look shiny from the lighting that they bounce off of it. I'm looking at my classroom. It looks like a damn crime scene. No respect for my learning centers. Damn, I need to put my classroom back to 6-year-olds are so selfish. Yeah, you know what they say. If you want the truth, go talk to a kid, not an adult. So, but yeah, good luck with that, D. Have fun with it. Try not to have too much fun. Have you, Carlos? Have you had any messy learning centers? I know you teach an older age demographic of students, but have you had any crazy stories from teaching?
Well, yesterday there was a Halloween party, and the teachers kind of had to clean up with the decorations and stuff and whatever was left over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, yeah, you realize, people are adults, but sometimes their inner child shows, one
Mhm.
way or the other. So I feel like we never really outgrow certain things, but yeah,
Right.
there's a big difference. Um, but yeah, that's my thought when it comes to that. I think in Japan they really teach the kids to clean up after themselves, to clean up the classroom. It's like, hey, you, and you're in charge of cleaning up today, and then the next day, you, and you have cleaning duties. And it's like the kids need to keep their own environment tidy. That
Right.
gives them ownership of their environment. I think that could be an empowering thing. But here in the West, we kind of say, like, if you have to clean, it's because you're being punished. Like, we see cleaning as a punishment, so people don't want to clean. You know what I mean?
When I was a kid, they told us to clean, or else we can't leave. So
Gotcha.
I don't know what they're teaching in the class kids or in these classrooms nowadays. We should ask Dee what they're teaching in the classrooms because she's one of them. I passed out the Halloween candy at Tuesday. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. That's funny. That's actually smart. I'm about to send my dogs and girlfriend to Japan. That's funny. Hector, were you able to repair your car? Just curious. All right, gotta wrap up soon. Gotta go deliver. Gotta eat lunch and do deliveries for the rest of the night. But any closing words, Carlos? Any closing thoughts?
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. It was a blast, and thank you, John, also for making this stream happen. Did you mention that you might be taking a little break from digital detox or something? So I know that this is probably going to be one of the chances where we get to live stream, and we might have to wait a little bit, but that's fine. We all need a little break every once in a while, and I hope everyone enjoys the weekend and Halloween as well.
Yeah. I'm still 50-50 on it. Also, I might do the Halloween stream if I get enough demand behind it. Or if I get at least a few people to show off their costume, because I don't want to be the only one singing in a costume like an idiot. But we'll see. If not, then yeah, I'm thinking about taking a break from social media platforms. I've already deactivated my Facebook account again. I deactivated my personal Instagram. I saw the Instagram that you guys see over here at John McHale. That's my public Instagram, so anyone can follow. But I also have a private Instagram. That's private. Not anyone can follow it, but I've deactivated that one. So yeah, I'm thinking about taking a bit of a short break, but I haven't decided yet. If I do decide, I'll post something in community post just so you guys know. But yeah, any closing thoughts from me is that stay safe for Halloween. We got a couple last minute comments here. Um, D says, oh, D says today I was told I look tired. You should be like, yeah, welcome to my world. Try being in my shoes. Today I haven't yet. I'm using my girl's Civic. Oh, gotcha. That's in reference to repairing his cars. Hector driving straight. You're something else, D. Appreciate that, Brendan. Okay, that's great.
I mean, like,
On that note,
whether you dress up on Halloween or not, people can at least rest assured that for this stream, I was a Capsule Corpse worker and you were
I work at the
SpongeBob.
Krusty Krab.
Yes, you work for the Krusty
Big
Krab.
Krusty
So there we
Krabs.
go. That's our Halloween
Big
costume.
Krabby Patties.
Right. What else? What else could people ask for? We did it.
Friday Night Live with Nova tonight. I don't know. You got to ask him. I don't know if he's streaming tonight. Just hit him up. But either way, well, actually, depending how long he goes. If he goes long enough, then when I come home, I'll hop on his stream. But I'm going to be doing deliveries tonight. I'm back on the large order program, so I'm going to decline my way and try to see if I get large orders, which just means that it's an order over $100 or a subtotal $100. So we'll see. I'm going to see if DoorDash added my account to the program because they said they would. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, appreciate everyone stopping by. If I don't see you guys again, have a safe and have a happy and safe Halloween. Can't talk today. And Hector says, "Hey John, how you been? Still? Yeah, I'll connect with you on Instagram. But yeah. If I don't see you guys, if I decide to take a break from the apps and possibly even gig work, I'm also thinking about taking a break from gig work, just away from technology in general, for at least a couple weeks or a week or two, whatever. But either way, I'll keep you guys posted. Appreciate you guys stopping by and catch you guys next one. Peace.